On a scorching 42-degree day, just outside of Taree on the north coast of New South Wales, a typical Australian barbecue is underway on the banks of the Manning River. But this is not your average family gathering, but a family nonetheless. Look a little closer. Amidst the sound of children playing in the water and the obvious skill of many of the kids on motocross bikes, many of Australia's most successful motorcycle racers have arrived from across the country. Among them, three-time World Speedway champion Jason Crump. Past and present Australian superbike riders Sean Giles, Jamie Stauffer and Wayne Maxwell. Australian young guns like Josh Hook mingle with the legends of Australian racing, such as Josh Brooks, Chris Vermeulen, Brock Parks and many more. There is probably only one person who could have marshalled together this many of the country's most respected two-wheel champions. Three-time World Superbike champion Troy Bayliss, who's put the snags and beer on the eve of his first signature event, the Troy Bayliss Classic at Old Bar.
Well, it's not really my idea. I mean, the Twilight meeting's been happening now for 3 or 4 years. I'm a lifetime member of the club and I grew up here racing when I was like 13 and 14, riding 80s and 125s. I've been away racing, doing my job, I guess you could say. Finally, when I come back home, I had a bit of time, and then the guys asked me if I'd like to come last year and do the January Twilight meeting. I said, of course, I'll come along. It turned out to be a great weekend. I love doing it. It makes me feel young again. But then it only took me about 3 sleeps, and I thought, it turned out really good last year. It was the biggest event we'd had, and I thought, geez, it would be good if we took some more really nice names there, and it's spilled over since then.
There's an impressive line of talent from, back to 3 decades ago.
We've got a lot of guys from the past, the present, and guys who are going to really make a name for themselves in the future, and they're all lined up in my grid of 24 riders. And we've got guys from motocross, enduro, flat track, speedway, desert racing, enduro, supercross. I mean, there's something there for everybody. And for me to ring them guys and ask them if they'd like to be part of this, it felt a bit strange for me to do that. And I'm really happy. Everyone has been very supportive. And honestly, it's like a love job. I owe all these guys something. And that's what it's all about.
Tell me about the bikes. I believe yours is a straight out of the box Husqvarna, but I don't think Paul Feeney has been very straight with me on that one.
Yeah, well, I'm riding a Husky. I'm good mates with Paul. We race go-karts with our young boys together. And for me, it's like Paul's prepared a really nice bike for me to ride. All the guys have really done their homework, and basically all the guys are riding super motard bikes. We've got 24 riders, and we do Super Pole. The top 8 out of our guys are going to make the final, and nobody is guaranteed a seat.
So if you don't go quick enough?
I'll be in hospitality. That's exactly right. Our 8 versus the top 4 out of all the other classes, you could say. So in the end, the fastest guy is going to win, and that's all there is to it. And that's what it's all about, and that's what everybody wants to see.
Far from the smiles and sweltering heat on Friday, race day delivered thousands of fans, committed and serious competitors, and unwelcome weather. For many, the rider briefing was their first look at the track. And as the rain closed in, it may be all they'll get. As the hours passed, track marshals and a horde of quad bikes attempted to dry the race line between breaks in the downpour. Finally, Troy and Kaslik head out to test the grip. And almost the second the clouds cleared, the fans got what they came to see. First up, the local competitors. Closely watched by their more famous peers. Then as the legends wheeled to the gate for the heats, the laughter and camaraderie seemed to disappear in a flash. Troy Bayliss got off to a great start in the opening heat, and it was the other young local, Josh Hook, who showed the field around the track in Heat 2. The second round saw Troy Herfoss and Paul Caslick take win, and favourites started to emerge as Hook and Herfoss dominated round 3.
That was awesome, man. We've been sitting around for a while waiting to get out there, and everyone was pumped, and then finally we got to get out there, and track was a little bit slick, but the egos take over.
It was fantastic. The track's so grippy. You wouldn't think after all that rain we had, the track was so good. But no, it's certainly a great event, and hopefully we can make it bigger and better next year.
Oh, unbelievable, mate. Full of excitement. The boys aren't mucking around. It's like a world championship of dirt track out there. Yeah, Hookie looks quick out there, and so does Troy Herfoss, and there's a few quick guys all about the gate. The gates were a bit wet on the outside on 12 and dry on the inside, so Hookie was on the inside a bit gated well, so just got to get out the gate and try to run their pace.
It's pretty hairy. The starts are, it's 12 guys off the line. There's not a lot of room, and if you're just a little bit behind like I've been, you kind of get off the gas and play and catch up after the first bend. But hopefully I can get a bit better jump and see how fast I can go. It is very serious. You get a bunch of X races together, it's always serious. I think Hookie's pretty much on it. TB looks like he's having a bit of a go as well, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, I had a great time. I'm so relieved now that we've got everything underway and the conditions are really good. Everyone was pretty excited to just get it out there, and I'm pretty happy. The bike's working great. The track's never had so much grip before when I've ever been here.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun, even if my bike doesn't want to start. Somebody gave me a bike, it was very nice. But I started the heat directly without practice. I was a little bit surprised, but I like it. The grip is quite good, and we have a lot of fun. The races are too short. I would like to do more laps, but I enjoy a lot to be here.
Well, I got a really bad start in the first heat, and a couple of guys went down. I got caught up and I broke the front wheel. So that's it. One lap. Doesn't help. So, oh well. We're trying to see if we can fix the bike and get back out there. But yeah, not a real good start. So, it's a great idea. It's just a shame about the weather, and we didn't really get much of a good lead up to it. But that's the way it is. Can't change that.
For dirt tracking, it's a massive event, the Troy Bayliss Classic. What do you think about the crowd and the competitors?
Yeah, awesome. I think it's stronger than an Aussie Dirt Track Championship day would be, and the crowd, it's for sure the biggest ever crowd they've ever had. So great for the sport, great to have the coverage that he's got, and it's just all thumbs up because this is where a lot of the guys started.
Again, the rain fell, cancelling Superpole and leaving officials with the hard task of picking the top 8 legend riders against the top 4 local club boys. The time had finally arrived. The gate dropped and the drama had only just begun. With several riders down early on the dimly lit track, the race was restarted. And it was local rider Michael Kirkness who showed the legends how it's done. Michael, congratulations on the win. Bit of a surprise, but certainly not with your talent. You're a local boy at the local club, so how's it feel being the winner?
It's pretty good. We won down here last year, and I was kind of a little bit disappointed I didn't get an invite back, and was pretty bound and determined to get the win here tonight, just purely for that fact, and show that I kind of do deserve to be in there with them boys. So it was good to pull it off.
Troy, the Troy Bayliss Classic didn't exactly go to plan. It wasn't quite the day you ordered, but it was a great event in the long run.
Yeah, Kev. We started off the day I was really worried. I wanted to bury myself in a hole, but luckily the weather did turn for us, and that's pretty rare when it was set in like it was. We've got the quad boys to thank for help drying out the track for us to get the event up and going, and in the end it did turn out right. The boys put on a good show. Come the final time, the crowd were going crazy. When you can hear a crowd when you're riding on the track, you know you're doing something right. And so I'm guessing it was a success.
The calibre of riders, how did that pan out? And the wildcard winner?
Yeah, no, so many good riders. And Nick done a great job. Like, he's a great rider. He wasn't one of the 24 invited riders, but I knew how fast he was and I knew he was going to make the final. And I'm actually really happy for him. And like I said, I was happy with my result. I would have liked to have done better, but like I said, we put on a good event and that's what it's all about.